What is going on, people? Welcome back to a pretty trigger happy live stream, if you will. I definitely jumped the gun on the polls, but I've been needing to play this game. It's kind of something that I'm trying to take care of as far as the story missions go. So we will see.
We are ready to march. We must put an end to Cao Cao once and for all.
Whoop, switched up the screen there on you.
You have your orders.
I think we're back though. So we're gonna play through Sun Shang Xiang's story mode,
Just wait.
and then hopefully get over to Jiang Wei's.
The naval forces of Sun Quan deal Cao Cao a major defeat. Cao Cao is forced to relinquish even his recently won Jing as he is driven back north. The real benefactor of this battle is Liu Bei. As Cao is driven back, he gains
Dynasty Warriors 2.
He later moves to Shu and builds his forces. In the year 215, Sun Quan and Liu
It's been a trip,
plan
for sure.
attack on Cao Cao. They agree to move north. Sun Quan to Hefei and Liu Bei to Hanzhong. Sun Quan gathers 100,000 men and personally begins the invasion. In Wei, Cao Cao is informed of the attack and personally leads his army to repel the invasion. He swears to repay Sun for his humiliating defeat at Chibi.
All right. So I haven't played Huffa on the Wu side. So we will see how it goes, nonetheless. So we got... Good grief. That is incredible. Cao Cao has 5 officers at his disposal. Well, okay. Cao... Alright. Decent progress so far. As far as the Musou mode goes for Sun Shang Xiang. We just finished up at Shaba. And before that, of course, was Wulao Gate, Yellow Turbans. If I'm not mistaken, there's only 8 or 9 maps on the original. Mm-hmm. Expected. Okay. Alright. Yeah, the difficulty curve on this game. The infamous immediate health. Whoa. Alright. Alright. That's how we want to do it, huh? Alrighty then.
Preparations have been completed. We are ready to march. We must put an end to Cao Cao once and for all. You have your orders, Gan Ni. Just wait.
Alright, hopefully that fixed it, but we're gonna do this again. We're ready for Jiang Wei this time. I like that they start me on a horse, though. As your level increases, it just comes with it. Of course, this is before you get items and weapons. Sticking with the same moveset is pretty tough, I must admit. The archers will be the death of me, but the key is to utilize the counterattack that they give you in this game. Health, health, health. Yep. I knew it. The way you're able to block and counter in this game is just so much more effective. It's honestly why I've enjoyed coming back to the Classic so much, because of course a lot of my experience comes from Dynasty Warriors 2. There we go. Or Dynasty Warriors 3, excuse me. So playing Dynasty Warriors 2 is a little bit of a different experience. Handle these first. There we go. Whoa. No way. What? Oh my gosh. The worst. Wrong day, don't do it. Thought I had Shushu. Hmm. That's it? Space Cadet Lou, welcome to the stream. I have to say I agree with you. I'm not sure I knew what I was getting myself into, but nonetheless, I've been playing this game quite a bit lately, and I've been enjoying it. I've been finding out the nicks and crannies that you can kind of achieve somewhat efficient gameplay with. What I mean by that is ultimately knowing how to find health. You're on. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. One thing I did select her for, though, was just the uniqueness of it. That's kind of the only justification I have. Oh, look, reinforcements. How classic. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I can't really give you an answer on what I feel about her moveset in particular. Solid. I've had worse. I honestly think I like hers better than Shushu's. He's one of the only other characters I've actually completed the Musou mode with, but... Man, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to see that there's a lot to this game that you wouldn't know about unless you tried it. So like, for example, Dynasty Warriors 3, they kind of upgraded quite a bit of stuff. And you go back and play this, the way they executed certain counters. And of course, you only really have one counter, but you're just a little bit more effective out of the blocking stance, which seems to be a thing of the past, obviously, in the newer games. But like, you have to be strategic about how you knock these guys down. Classic. That's right, Space. Man, this is where it all began. Let's just take a trip down memory lane as we're so close to Dynasty Warriors 10 news. We are so close. We're going back where it started. Don't do it, don't do it. Oh my lord. Yeah, I don't even know if legend is the word, Space Cadet. Almost like, are you insane? You're streaming this game? Not that I have a bunch of expectation for Dynasty Warriors 10, but it is just crazy to see how far the franchise has come. Or Koei. Can't cross the water. I even lose track of where the mount is. Too focused on trying to find health. Always go for the 3-hit normal for officers to whittle their health down. Yes. So, I almost want to like make a video about how that particularly works in this game. If you just keep piecing up the officer with combos and knocking him to the ground, they're going to keep regenerating health. So utilizing the 3-hit combo is very essential. Unless you just want to be in a firefight with the officer for who knows how long, as the bodyguards just eat at your health. Crazy. NPCs actually matter in this game. Make NPCs great again. Oh boy. Cao Hong. One thing that I consider myself vulnerable in when it comes to Huffa is the displacement of health. Oh, I got lucky. ISIS. Yeah, any type of unique moveset I think is what I'm kind of going for my first Dynasty Warriors 2 playthrough. Ah, there it goes. Nope, got lucky. One thing that I think is interesting about like the older Dynasty Warriors games is how like officers like this Yu Jin, it'll be this particular officer's or edited NPC, if you will's character or like costume type of lieutenant type of officer, but the weapon actually has variety with that said type, I guess you will. So Yujin, not saying that his particular character changes, right? But like if Cao Hong might have a pike or a sword or a spear. I feel like in Dynasty Warriors, is it Dynasty Warriors probably 5, I think? 5 or 4 is whenever they started keeping the moveset of said NPCs to that particular character. I also feel like this game is the only one where the first charge attack is most useful for on-shotting weakest troops. Yes. It's just it's a different type of gameplay that just matters a little bit more. One thing that people forget is this is a launch title for the PS2. So Koei wanted to utilize the opportunity. They saw what the PS2 was gonna do and they did their best. I thought they had some bangers. You know, there was a couple other games, obviously, that were launch titles. I think there was 18. Yeah, this game is honestly before its time. It's in my opinion, the birth of hack and slash in a 3D sense. But yeah, utilizing that first attack is crucial. And being able to get items like the attack 30 seconds, it's so much more noticeable. Even though they still utilize that item pickup in modern games. $18 or $28. I might be shorting the PS2. I can't cross? Okay, there's a bridge. Ganin. NPC Jiang Wei. The humbling thing about this game is you'll come across some epic characters that you find in Dynasty Warriors 3 that are an afterthought in the original game, but it's cool. It's cool to see that they strive to make players playable, characters playable. Come on, come on. Progress is being made. Morale is much more important than this game than it was in the later series. A lot of the models, though, if you look at them, tend to stay along the lines of what Dynasty Warriors 3 was, except when it comes to Gan Ning. They went shirtless with Gan Ning, and then we're like, hey, yeah, Dynasty Warriors kind of blew up with Gan Ning. We probably shouldn't do that again. Worst decision that they ever made. I'm pretty sure you can go to, or at least you can get his Dynasty Warriors 3 costume in, it's either Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate Definitive with, you know, all the costumes and whatnot. I don't think they really add costumes to the Definitive, but at least the Ultimate version. Or Dynasty Warriors 8? I think Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition also has his Dynasty Warriors 3 costume. Could be wrong. It could be 4. Oh man, we got troops in the main camp. Let's go ahead and get a move on it. The drawbridge dropped. The characters with the best moveset against crowds are Shimmeter. Not sure how you actually pronounce that, but users like Gan Ning, Huangshu, Zhao Yuan. Yes. I'm also curious about Zhou Yu. It looks like he also has that particular Scimitar, but Scimitar sounds way cooler than Shimmeter. We're gonna stick with Scimitar. I believe that Zhou Yu also has kind of that curved blade. It may not be the same blade, but he kind of also has that curve, and it looks pretty sweet. And I'm pretty sure. Okay, there we go. Classic. Please tell me another game where you come across a save that you have to find. Man. Bold live stream. But positive. But positive for sure. We shall endure. There we go. I like the finishing touches on the specials, or at least the Musous. Because if you let that officer fall and still have a little bit of health left, it's almost like 50-50 chance they're going to pop right back up with the instant health. Dynasty Warriors 3 obviously changed that. They were like, you know what? Actually, let's do something a little bit more realistic. Let's make them at least charge up for it. Earn it, if you will. Don't do it. Don't do it. One thing that they do reward you in this game is if you continue to fight and stay alive and defeat enemies, they will give you health based on mainly officers or bodyguards of the officers that you're fighting, like Cheng Yu and Shun Yu. Knocking out a couple of their guys really allows you to continue the fight. But in my opinion, just with my particular skill set, it seems like I tend to knock these guys over too much to where they're just ultimately regaining health. But like I said, in Dynasty Warriors 2, they made him charge up for it at least, which is respectable, I guess. It just didn't allow you to run for health as much. Come on, come on, finish him, finish him. The lovely little sister of the Soon family. I will say, Kyrian, though, for Zhang and Xiao Yuan, it's one of those things where those were honestly probably my top 2 favorite characters from Dynasty Warriors 3, even though they almost had the same moveset. Which in this game, I'm sure they maybe change it up a little bit. Haven't got a chance to try it out yet, but in Dynasty Warriors 3, they just kind of had, you know, different specials, different combos. And it was enough. It was enough for me, just because, I don't know, I was definitely a lot more particular to the NPCs. Even as a kid, I was like, man, I really wish we could play with the NPCs. So when Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires came out, it was like, oh yeah, finally. But we never got it for Dynasty Warriors 3, which was my favorite. And then nowadays, you see people uploading YouTube videos of mods with NPCs from Dynasty Warriors 3, and it's just the coolest thing ever, man. I've never really got into it. It'd be cool to, you know, maybe try, but I don't know. There's just something about playing the games as they are through emulation that's pretty sweet. Some of them are useful though, especially when it comes to items and things of that nature. I think this is maybe the 3rd officer of Cao Cao. I think it's time to finish Cao Cao. While he's on his horse, it may not be a bad idea to go ahead and knock out some of his guards. I mean, honestly, I kind of enjoy the layout for this off I'm at. It's different. There's a lot more water than definitely the 3rd one, other than just it being the beachfront where Cao Cao tries to have reinforcements come, which doesn't seem to end up working much. Cao Cao can be pretty tough. Forgot to mention he also has good magic attack range. Yes. One thing that's very crazy about that is that I just fought Cao Cao at Shiva, and it seems like every time I knocked him down, he got up with health. Or got up with the regenerated. And it's just like, man, you really have to work your combos on Cao Cao, because he's tough. I really like his moveset. I really like to play with him soon, but I already finished Wei's Musou with poorly executed special, but might get away with it with this attack plus 30. Yeah, he's gonna fight for it. No way. No way. Okay. I thought that was a cutscene to trigger the demise of Sun Quan. Oh my gosh. Who is this guy? Dang coming in with this assist. I like it. Good lord. He's full of surprises. Yeah, give him that business, SSX. Okay. Okay, cow cow. The chat warned me. Thank you, Kyrion, because I am obviously not learning from my mistakes at Shoba. I didn't really have too much trouble with him, just because we were already kind of past the fire attack, so there wasn't a lot of morale to be gained, if you will. Which is kind of where we're at right now, especially with Dang over here trying to give Cao Cao the business, but he's putting up a fight for sure. I'm gonna finish you off. Wow. Rely on a guard to completely destroy the attack. Come on, come on. There we go. Whew. Not as smooth as we liked, but we made it. My guess would be probably Ling for the next mission, but we'll see. Yeah. Dynasty Warriors 2 getting the best of me. Aha.
I'm counting on you, Lu Xun.
Anytime now.
Dynasty Warriors 2 cutscenes, so basic, but a part of me loves it. First playthrough of Ling. On Dynasty Warriors 2, of course. Carry on. Whenever your allied commander dies, it'll only show the same cutscene of them laying on the ground dying. Just like what you got, or just like what you saw in this battle. Okay. Got a little too, I guess I assumed too soon would be the better way to say it whenever I saw the cutscene of Sun Quan, but I should have known there was reinforcements coming, especially when you look at how Wei was able to provide reinforcements at Huffa. When I think, personally, that Wu had the better hand throughout the course of that battle.
With the fates of Wu and Shu hanging in the balance, the battle begins.
The Stone Centipede maze makes a return. Who's up there isolated? Guan Yu. That seems That seems pretty strategic from the Shu side. Roster's pretty loaded. I don't know. I think we go up and pay Guan Yu a visit. What do you say? Well, let's see if I can fix. Can I get too much of the emulator showing? There we go. Never too late to better the stream, right? All right, let's try that. All right, Yiling. No, those are probably arrows, so we're just gonna keep it moving. Horse may even be a little faster. Looks like SSX will be seeing her lover by the end of this battle. Doesn't really seem to be quite the thing in this game. Furion, you may know if there's a cutscene with Sun Xiang and Liu Bei in this game. Always go for whoever's first. Whenever you're playing on the Shu side of Yiling, it seems like you always fight either Zhou Yu or Lu Meng. Yeah, that's the case in Dynasty Warriors 3 as well. Whenever you're on the Shu side, automatically have to deal with Lu Meng, who just happens to be a formidable warrior. That's a little too tough to handle sometimes if your character is not upgraded properly. I'll say that. I think that definitely has a big factor. I like that strategy. It's my first time playing this, and I can just see Guan Yu causing havoc up here from previous games. Bodyguard increase is also upgraded, but also I kind of want to capitalize playing on easy. Disclaimer, LOL, but it's the only way for me. It'd just be like tuning into a Souls live stream or a Wolong live stream if it came down to me versus this Musou mode on normal difficulty, which is crazy because you can get by in Dynasty Warriors 3, but Dynasty Warriors 2, better saddle up, and even on easy you better bring your A game. There we go. Didn't really destroy most of the officers, but at least we got Guan Yu out of the way. Attack +4? We'll take it. But can we get him out while we're here is the real question. Doesn't look like it. Now I'm gonna try and make my way towards the middle. See if I can be a factor. Looks like they're struggling. In the pouring rain. Ah, the fearless. For justice. And little bro. Bodyguards are deep. I love it. Watch out with the black horse. I like it. Man, that counterattack is so epic. I cannot believe they didn't really incorporate that again until what? Maybe... I mean, you can do it with the special or the charge attack. But being able to do it... Man, being able to do it just automatically like that is pretty solid. What's up with these ridiculous special attacks, though? That's how I work my characters up. I played through their Musou modes back to back, which was so time consuming. Did that before I thought of making Dynasty Warriors 3 playthroughs. Yeah. Hey, big credit to you, Carry On. Definitely check out his channel, y'all, if you haven't checked it out already. Very, very solid when it comes to Dynasty Warriors 2 content. Had to give him a shout out whenever I decided to do this stream, seeing as the polls were kind of taking off. They're almost, I mean, they're at 40%, and that was enough for me. It's only been up for probably 4 days, 3 or 4 days, which usually keep it up for a week, but I've been really wanting to play this game. I have a lot of progress to make. And playthroughs on easy, or, I mean, anybody can do that, it seems like, so kudos to you. Carry on creating those videos, knowing you did them on hard. One of the few ones I actually found that had content on Dynasty Warriors 2, you know. I think Shaolin also had some, but love supporting the little man. And Discord. Got the Discord too. The formidable elder. Yikes. The first ever Let's Play I did on my channel. Mic's situation was not good. No suppression of the background music. It wasn't too long ago, probably about a year ago when I created the channel, but decided to play with Lu Bu on normal. Yellow Turban Rebellion on the Yellow Turban side. I had never played with Lu Bu before. I'd never even played free mode before, but I was just feeling ambitious. It felt like there was probably a lot to talk about based on the experience. Turned out pretty good. But it's just funny going back and watching those videos. I will keep the Dynasty Warriors 2 playlist linked if you guys want to visit. Not a whole lot of content, but I'm looking to incorporate it, because I'd like to eventually do reviews on pretty much all of the Dynasty Warriors games, but you gotta start with Dynasty Warriors 2. I mean, Dynasty Warriors 1 you can, but personally, I don't really have a PS1 emulator set up, and I don't have a PS1, so I don't think we're missing much. I think there is some important characters that you can probably come across in that game, but I mean, you want to talk about difficulty. That was one that just was kind of hard to grasp. But I'm also not a big fighting gamer. I appreciate them. I'd like to get into them more. Just not sure if that's the one I want to start with. Just running into some heated warriors here. So, a good let-off spot as far as the content goes for making Dynasty Warriors reviews, maybe a little bit more gameplay videos. Definitely Dynasty Warriors 2. There's a lot to be had in this game. There's a lot to talk about, let me just say that. Especially seeing as the PS2 era progressed and it being a launch title, there's just a lot to talk about that there's not a lot of credit for. But I think the leaps and jumps that Koei tried to make, you know, in Dynasty Warriors 3, Dynasty Warriors 4, I still have a hard time arguing with fellow Sengoku Basara fans, you know, when it comes to PS2 hack and slashes, but Capcom never came to the West other than Double Kings and, you know, Samurai Heroes, but that's only one release for each generation of consoles, so I don't think that's enough to hook a community. They gave us a taste, but if you even want to play those, you have to go, you know, through the Japanese route, which, you know, imports aren't that bad. There's, you know, you can understand certain playthroughs and guides that'll help you with the barrier when it comes to language. But the combat is there, you know, the compact gameplay for a hack and slash title is there. I do have Dynasty Warriors 1 on my PS emulator. Played the game with Dune, and Lubu keeps destroying me. I don't even want to begin to know how a duel, a one-on-one with Lubu in that game would be like. I'm just kind of, I don't know this for a fact, I just kind of have a feeling that the movesets are actually probably identical. With even Lubu and Dune, maybe some of them are probably a little bit different, but I bet the movesets are actually probably pretty similar. Shamok. Pretty sure he only makes an appearance in Yiling in the older games, at least for Dynasty Warriors 2 and 3. There's probably one more I'm missing. Ah, I missed it. Missed the opportunity. Yep. If this isn't the last mission for her, which I'm pretty sure it is, SSX, I'm not too sure exactly what would probably be the last mission. And Lubu is the final boss, and he reads your inputs. I think Cao Cao is a secret boss that you can unlock by fighting him after winning most matches without continuing. Yeah, I can kind of see that, Kyrion, now that you say that, based on how Cao Cao fights in these games. Oh no, the Stone Sintama maze. Oh no. Into the thick of it. Okay, I don't think they move. I think this is a good guess. This has to be. Aha! Just in case, right? Who's first? Ulan? I know I've been messing with my emulator quite a bit. At least through the first part of the stream. You guys probably actually got a chance to see some of the PS2 library that I had. Dynasty Warriors 4, 4 Extreme Legends. I think there's a lot of content to be had in that game, but I'm just kind of too stuck on Dynasty Warriors 4 to put any or too much effort into it, I guess would be the best way to say it. And then Dynasty Warriors 3, of course, but I think that's why I'm having so much trouble with it. I'm using the 1.7 version of the PCSX2 emulator, but for some reason I can't load the disc when it comes to loading the original, just because I have multiple Extreme Legends character Musous going, and yeah, it's just not working. So I just kept the old one just in case something like that would happen, because the new one's cool, but for some reason I can't get Dynasty Warriors 3 to work, Extreme Legends, when it comes to loading content. So everything else, I'm able to play pretty smoothly on the 1.7 version, which is solid. It doesn't stretch the screen for you. I think it, you know, when it comes to 16:9 or 4:3, I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but it just looks better, especially when it comes to these older games. But I've been having a little bit of trouble with my connection, it seems like, too, so apologize for if the stream kind of looks a little laggy at some points, but trying to keep it in a good condition. So it's risky. No. Don't you do it. Oh my goodness. Please. Ah, lucky me. Save isn't too far away, but you can never be too careful. I think we're gonna try and see if we can handle Lei Tong first. I think I managed to fight Cao Cao in Dynasty Warriors 1, and he was crazy. I can't believe you even beat the first level in that, Kyrion, to be honest with you. I know that sounds bad as far as like competitive gaming goes and like actually putting in effort, but I think I'm just too starstruck on the hack and slash portion instead of the fighting. But Man, that is so cool. I wonder if there's like they label certain missions as well though. You know, like Changban for the playthrough. I'm sure they do, you know, because you can kind of see it on the scale. It's obviously based on Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Epic fights from those battles. That would be a really cool remake to bring back in Dynasty Warriors 10. Just like create a mode for fighting, just to kind of give Capcom a little bit of a nudge. Just a little love note. That'd be cool. Keep the same costumes or just allow costumes through 1 through 10. Another opportunity for people to have content on the game. I mean, there's so many things you can do with Dynasty Warriors 10, right? Of course, they've lost most fans, especially ones that were big on this game. Kyrion Zhao Yun's back. They're whooping some tail. I know he is. I never did go to the front line. Should I do it while I'm here? Maybe I can find him out. Pay Zhao Yun a visit. Aha. Let's do it. Good call, Kyrion. I just have a feeling this is the last one. I think they only did 5. I think this is 5. Yeah, we'll let him struggle a little bit. Oh, he's only right here, though. Yeah. Ooh. A little recharge from Zhao Yun. Got a little sleepwalking with some Dynasty Warriors hack and slash. He just upgraded on me. I mean, he was kicking tail. If you want to deflate your enemy's morale, you can. Yeah. I don't know. Liu Bei already looked like he was off his mountain getting the business. Wei Yan. NPC. I'm wondering if he might be Zhao Yun's officer, though. Yep, he is. So let's handle him first. NPCs look so cool in this game, though. Man, I gotta get him before he tries to retreat. Oh, he's gonna fight? No, he won't. Yeah. He's still... No way. Are you kidding me? And he's still gonna retreat. God Ning. I'm childish. Forget it. He's an NPC anyway. I should have known. I didn't expect Zhao Yun to go out like that. Nah. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Liu Bei surrounded. I would think that getting through a playthrough on easy should be able to allow you to somewhat get through a normal playthrough difficulty. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kyrion. I'm not trying to speed run the game either, you know. I'm definitely trying to progress through how the story would probably go in most Dynasty Warriors games. It didn't have to be this way, Liu Bei. We could have had something special. We do in the next one, of course, Dynasty Warriors 3. They at least make an effort. Aha. You heard me. It's definitely a little bit more difficult to try and keep him on his feet with such aid. I treat the easy difficulty as a grinding session, since you can still grab stat growth from officers. Yeah, that's how I'm trying to approach this. I feel like a noob, honestly, but it's a solid playthrough. It kind of gives me Dynasty Warriors 3 vibes when it comes to difficulty through the progression of a story mode. Yeah, quick water break.
The chaos that had continued from the time of the Yellow Turbans was over. The Age of Wu and Emperor Sun had just begun.
Okay, little extra, can't even talk. Exit music. Pretty solid. Kind of threw me off at first when I had my headphones on. Very nice. Without further ado, let's jump right into Jiang Wei. Haven't completed a story mission for Shu yet, so we're gonna go with a character that
I, Jiang Wei, shall be your opponent.
I'm quite particular to. He doesn't have a very good track record, obviously, but I don't know. I like his moveset, especially in the earlier games. Considering my roommate, through most of schooling, took Ma Chao. Especially when you play for Shoot Forces. You want to keep the co-op somewhat unison when it comes to playthroughs. So you gotta play for the same force. Not always, right? But for established players, it's a good idea. This track played in Japan ad for this game. That's so cool. I didn't even know that. It was pretty catchy. Probably get copyrighted, but not even getting monetized, right? So who cares? A lot of times it's not even a strike that warrants any kind of problem on your account. So
The beleaguered Han sent out their call for help and ordered a campaign against the Yellow Turbans, who numbered in the hundreds of thousands. From all across the country.
one thing that I really appreciate about Dynasty Warriors 3, and I hate to always go back to Dynasty Warriors 3, right? But when it comes to those games, certain characters had different story missions, whether it be from the start, the second mission, the third mission, they just all had different stories. And I'm sure that's the case past Yellow Turbans and Hulao Gate for Dynasty Warriors 2. But the same thing is the case for Dynasty Warriors 4, right? You have to go through the menace, you have to go through the fortress, and then you eventually have to actually address the Yellow Turbans rebellion. Which, I mean, I totally get it. It's just, sometimes I just get a little bit monotonous with starting characters and wanting to actually proceed or progress through a playthrough without having to go through just the same missions. But nonetheless, it just keeps the grind going. So we're here for it. Because I have no knocks, really, when it comes to Dynasty Warriors 4. Or Dynasty Warriors 2, for that matter. But I think I'm really going to get to the meat of this game when I get a chance to complete most of the stories and get to play on normal. That's what I'm kind of looking forward to. Whoa, that was a little bit of a weird attack. Yeah, it'll be a lot more interesting. Live streams will be a lot more tense for sure. But it's a good way to grind. Kind of like Curion was mentioning. If you need to make progress on a character and kind of want to have certain missions you want to try them on free mode, or even just go through the story on a certain difficulty. Another reason why I kind of want to go through most of the playthroughs story mode is to be able to unlock every single free mode mission. That way grinding is just a little bit easier. I like how Jiang Wei shouts, "It's mine!" whenever you do his Musou. It's the only thing I like about the guy in this game. Yes. I knew there was beef with Jiang Wei. I knew there was going to be beef. It's okay, though. I love that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. You gotta give him a chance, Curion. That's all I'll say. I'm sure you have. He did sound immature. It's mine. It's mine. The interesting charge attack off the run, but it works. I like that you can get on any mount. I don't know why they took that away in Dynasty Warriors 3. They wanted you to work for it and just travel on foot everywhere. And you can run over peasants on level 1. I don't know why I can't destroy boxes with Jiang Wei. It's kind of making me mad, but whatever. As much as I love arrows, they still didn't make Xiang an actual NPC. They just kept him as a major with the name. For anyone that mods the PS2 and PS3, or Dynasty Warriors 2 and Dynasty Warriors 3, do a playthrough of Xiang as a major, but still has the name of an NPC. Only relevant in the Yellow Token Rebellion, of course, but I'm not sure if he actually makes appearances in the Extreme Legends expansion. You also have Simi Yi's laugh when he does his Musou, which irks me so much because he's one of my top characters. That really makes me wonder, Kyrion, just to kind of give me a little bit of heads up as I play through these story modes. Who is your favorite Musou niche, if you will? Because most of them are pretty corny. But, I mean, it's Dynasty Warriors 2, right? Let's not be too judgmental. I wouldn't be surprised if voice acting is all centered around most of the same people. Or a handful. In Dynasty Warriors 3, like, yeah, let's up the antes a little bit. Let's make this way more interesting. You would think the controller died. Jung Fu's Musou can make a lot of mess of things. Same with Shimata users. The worst Musou tech in this game is Taishi's, where he just only thrusts his rods like a moron. Yeah, honestly, yes. But that's the case in Dynasty Warriors 3 as well. It's almost useless because every initial attack just sends the enemy flying. There's no way to actually accumulate a chain. But Zhengfe, I can see that because I think I may have played with him on a free mode playthrough on like Hulao Gate or something like that, just to try and see if I could level up some characters. And it was solid, but of course the game technically wants you to gain experience in yellow turbans before you just jump to Hulao Gate without any upgrades. Horse. No horse. Same with He. Just call this the long way around. No, don't knock him down, don't knock him down. Knock him down again. There we go. Always appreciated that combo attack with Jiang Wei. The 3-hit combo. When you execute it, of course. Not sure what all the generals and captains are about. Let's finish this. Jiang Wei. The menace of the rebellion. Put a stop to it. Keep it moving to Hula Gate. See where we're at with Hula Gate. That might be the last battle for the stream. Quick one. Definitely plan on incorporating Dynasty Warriors 2 into the stream polls. Really, a lot of them will be what you saw, just with backlog elements when it comes to certain consoles. I have quite a bit that I'd really like to go through and expand the channel a little bit while I work on some early Dynasty Warriors videos, particularly starting with Dynasty Warriors 2. $267 for the yellow turbans. Carry on hardcore modern Dynasty Warriors fan. Ew, Zhang Jiao with the sword. Can the same be said for Sima Yi in this game? Don't they give him a sword? I could be wrong. They may keep him with the ban. Someone else gets a sword that normally doesn't. I could be wrong though. You're probably wondering if I'm gonna pay Lubu a visit. I am not too confident in that. Maybe a firefight. That's about it.
One man clawed his way to the top during this time of turmoil. His name was Dong Jiu.
Dong Jiu.
Dong seized control of the armies and enlisted as his personal bodyguard the fierce Lu Bu. Secure in this power, he began his own despotic rule. determined to end the depravity of Dongzhuo. They gathered their forces into a strong alliance and chose Yuan Shao to lead them.
Yuan Shao. The noble.
In 191, the two forces met at the impregnable Hulao Gate. The battle to save the Han was once again about to begin.
Well, all right. The same people were shocked when they saw Sima Yi with the sword. 100%. Yeah. I figured those were pretty much in alignment with each other, but pretty straightforward when it comes to Hulao Gate. Also, I think this game has Yuan Shao's best design. I really dig his boxy armor. Best design. Yeah. I will mention that I did play Guandu with Yuan Shao. In free mode in Dynasty Wars 2. But it's kind of interesting how the map layout is when you play as Yuan Shao on Yuan Shao forces, because you're right by Cao Cao's main forces, or like where he's located, and they place you on a mount, which is kind of interesting. With no prior experience upgraded with Yuan Shao, they put you on a horse right away, which I think is kind of interesting. And so you can just rush to him, which is ultimately what I did, and it's bearable on easy. So got him leveled up a little bit. Nice little grind mission. So if you really need to upgrade or grind Yuan Shao, Guandu is a good mission. Just make sure you're on the Yuan Shao forces, of course. A pretty cool little counter there with Jiang Wei. Of course. Is it a live stream without it? May try it. I'm not sure. Got to progress the troops a little bit more. Have a little bit of backup. Three attack him to death. See if that works against Lubu. Bold but positive. If not, we'll defeat the tyrant swine. Oh. Over here getting a little bit of ahead of myself. Way too ahead of myself. Thought he was a little bit sooner, but I forgot about Shishui Gate. Or Zhang, the notorious villain from the Dynasty Warriors movie, who I thought they could have done a little bit better job with in that particular movie, but it's a good movie nonetheless, if you haven't seen it. What? Ah, on me, I didn't realize Jiashu would be a Lieutenant of Lijiu. We subdue the gate captain. Surely forces will move towards Hulao Gate, you would think. Even if it's just a small little faction right here. Holding them up. It's always something. I think that'll be the determining factor in defeating Lu Bu or not. Having some form of resistance, some form of help. Feeling pretty confident. I think we got him already close to like 2 or 3. Maybe even saw 4. So let's just do it. We got Zheng Fe. Surely he wants a piece of Lu Bu. Hello, Zach. Welcome to the chaos, my friend. What an interesting time. You decide to join. Not even going to say anything. Cutscene will trigger itself here in a little bit. Interested if you have any insight on this game, Zach. I'm not sure if you're a Dynasty Warriors 2 connoisseur. I trust your knowledge in the series nonetheless, so we're gonna give Lu Bu a chance. If it gets ugly, we have options. Of course, I just joined. Yeah. This one definitely wasn't marketed near as well as it should have, so. This isn't the end though, especially considering it won majority of the polls. I'll probably stream this again sometime this weekend or next live stream. Have a little bit more further notice, but I had some downtime. I wasn't expecting it, so I definitely wanted to try and knock out some progress because there's a lot to be had in this game, if you will. Dynasty Warriors 2 is okay. It's not horrible, but it's not good. Yeah. I mean, that's probably the most accurate assumption or accurate take on it, just because it kind of gives you a sense of where the genre came from, in a sense. But it's controversial, especially when it comes to moveset and stuff like that. Oh no. Yeah, it's a decent challenge nonetheless. This is basically the Musou equivalent of having a car frame, but no features, like, I don't know, insulation. Simply put. Simply put. It was a precursor to what was to come. In the most modest way possible. Whoa. We will take red hair though, and gather ourselves a little bit. Have somewhat of help from the NPC Jiang Wei, the beautiful. Not quite beautiful or instinctive in this game at all, but if I can get rid of his bodyguards, I think we have a chance. This is also one of the games where Diao Chen isn't super weak. Yes. I played this recently with Sun Shang, and wow. She was piecing me up. I had to record just the gameplay itself, or the firefight, just in and of itself, just because she was giving me the business. I was not expecting that. And she's back like behind Dong Zhuo. But I heard if you eliminate her prior to defeating Lu Bu and going back and trying to defeat Lu Bu, it's like impossible, or something happens. He probably rages knowing him. Wow, of course a cutscene ruins my combo. It's something that you would expect in launch titles? Yes. I was wondering that. If that would be the best way to explain it. Yes. Yes. Live stream chat, you guys are the saving grace. Might even just turn this into the thumbnail. The death of Lu Bu. No, I can't. I worked hard on the thumbnail. LOL. Whew. That was fairly smooth. Dynasty Warriors 2 to Dynasty Warriors 3 isn't a big jump visually. But Dynasty Warriors 4 is. Yes, Dynasty Warriors 3, the jump to 4 was monumental. Strictly for the sole fact that Dynasty Warriors 4 ended up being the most sold Koei game prior to the merger of Koei Tecmo. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, it's the highest selling Dynasty Warriors game to date. But the PS2 was just so far superior, and that was kind of the epitome of what a Dynasty Warriors game was on the PS2, in my opinion, was Dynasty Warriors 4. Although I definitely prefer Dynasty Warriors 3. I don't know why. I mean, I could give you reasons all day. But Dynasty Warriors 4 still obviously has a place in my heart where I play it quite a bit, especially the hyper version. The PCSX2 version with the Extreme Legends, there's a lot of content to be had there, but I don't know, I just never had a chance to play the hyper version, so I've been enjoying it. You don't get any Extreme Legends content or expansion, unfortunately, but alright, Zach, let's see what Diao Chen has in store for us tonight. There's the lovely. Let's get a little layout here. Alright. Isolation tactic. See, I enjoy Dynasty Warriors 4, but I prefer the character personalities and the gameplay conveniences of Dynasty Warriors 5. Oh, and the character designs. That's so hard to argue. And I definitely understand that. I see a lot of similarities with Dynasty Warriors 4 and Dynasty Warriors 5. But the steps that Dynasty Warriors 5 took were impressive. I mean, the weapon system, hate it or love it, it worked. You know, it changed up the gameplay if you wanted to have a light weapon, if you wanted to have a, you know, regular or medium, I don't remember what they called it, or a heavy weapon. You know, the heavies definitely worked out for me through my playthroughs in the special version, which it's funny you guys talk about Dynasty Warriors 5 because I really want to play that more. That's definitely part of the Xbox 360 backlog. Just kind of completing most of the story modes for that. But yeah, definitely a very solid upgrade, even from the sense of Extreme Legends mode when it came to Dynasty Warriors 5, strictly for the sole fact that Destiny mode is top notch. I mean, we've talked about that a couple of times in some of the streams, but sorry, Diao-chan. Dynasty Warriors 3 would always be top level Warriors game to me. The last great Warriors game I played was Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate. After that, Dynasty Warriors 8. Nuku went downhill from there. Nuku, yeah. Koei and maybe just Koei's. I'm sorry, I can't read that. I hate whenever the little emoji heart's in the way. I can't read the full text, but I think that's what you're talking about, Kurio. Yeah, honestly, it took a while for me to wake up and say, oh wow, Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate actually is a good Warriors game. You know, because we hadn't seen it for a while, it seemed like. But I think that, you know, Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate really saved it. Even the basic game was okay. I played that quite a bit with my friends in high school. But, I mean, even taking the Ultimate Edition to the Xbox One and PS4 was solid. And you have to look at the Definitive Edition expansion that they put out on Steam. Which is cool, you know, if you don't already have it, or if you haven't played it before, it's definitely worth probably the purchase. I believe Koei released it at like $39.99, which, I don't know. It's pretty good for a Koei game, obviously. They love full price games when it comes to those types of releases, but considering it was a previous port, I guess I get the 39, but I probably won't get it just because I have the Ultimate Edition on the Xbox One, so I feel like I have everything I need, especially when it comes to costumes. So, I don't know, that was a pretty good playthrough. I think we probably can expand a little bit more. I'm guessing it'll be Changban for the next mission, which we can definitely finish. But yeah, Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate was a good game, and Dynasty Warriors 8 obviously is pretty undisputed, especially when it comes to the Extreme Legends expansion. Yep. Quick water break.
Kako's troops have overtaken us. Brother, lead them to us. Do not worry. Yeah!
Gotta love the 15-second cutscenes in Dynasty Warriors 2.
The Alliance had destroyed the ambition of Dongzhuo. Still, the Han remained powerless as each lord began to dream his own dreams of conquest and power. In the year 200, Cao Cao defeats Yuan Shao and gains control over the Central Plains. Supreme power rests in his hand, and his forces grow tremendously. Cao Cao works to bring the entire land under his control. In 208, he personally leads his men south to Jing. After years of wandering, Liu Bei had finally come to rest in Jing. Now he must find a way to escape the overwhelming force soon to reach him.
Xiang, allowing our fearless lord to escape. Haven't done this on the Shu side. Seems like we're a little bit more at a disadvantage. The Curion approach would be to eliminate the first force, which is probably the gate captain. Allow some progress from the rear, but I imagine Liu Bei is going to be pretty held up as he heads east. Aha, worthy enough for a mount. Not even gonna give me the chance. From what I'm seeing now, it seems like Nyokoi are feeding off other IPs by making Musou games off of them. First Fire Emblem, and now they're doing Fate Musou. Yes. And that's a very good take, Curion. The reason that makes me so interested in what Koei's doing is because it seems, I don't know, like, I'm interested because those games are super fun. I think that case can even be made for like the Pirate Warrior series or the Hyrule Warrior series. Those games are super fun and they draw in a really good audience. But like, I don't know, I don't see that same love and appreciation when it comes to the Warriors games, at least as of late. But it's interesting that you bring up both Fire Emblem. Dang, I was able to get it on a horse. That seemed different. Anyway, Fire Emblem, like the original Fire Emblem. I want to pretty much beat that before I get into Three Hopes. Looks like a really good game that was just overlooked in general, but I don't know. It looks cool. And then with Fate Musou, I am very intrigued to see how Fate Revenant Samurai comes out. It gave me Token Danshi and or Token Rambu Warriors vibes based on the combat. But of course, Fate games in general maybe kind of give off that Ruby Party vibe. Where's Leedion think he's going? But I'm interested to see how it plays. I don't know what port I'll go for. I'll probably stick with the PS4 or Switch more than likely. Switch just because it's so much easier to grind on the Switch, being in, have the handheld opportunity and things of that nature, but you do sacrifice graphics. But if I was to ever like have it in the recording system and, upscale it through the M Classic to 1080p and allow 720 upscale, I think it'd probably work out pretty well, I would think, because Token Danshi works pretty well. Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends actually works really well on the Switch as well, which is kind of surprising. It's honestly the best port. I haven't tried any of the JP ports though, like when it comes to Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, which is also on the Switch in Japanese, of course, and Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Empires. They're pretty pricey. Most physicals seem to be pricey when it comes to Switch, but I've yet to do a Switch live stream. I incorporate some of the games in the voting polls, but yeah, it's just a lot easier to progress. I've already progressed through most of Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition. I just need to finish off Jin, which might end up just being a random live stream. It doesn't do as well as I thought in the polls. I do hear a lot of really good things about Dynasty Warriors 8, but maybe the majority of my following tends to be the classic Warriors fan, which honestly I relate to so much more, and I think that's kind of why the discussions are the way they are when it comes to the live chat when I live stream these games. But if I ran on PS3 or Xbox 360, it would run fine on Switch. Yes. And I think that justifies a lot of the reason why ports have been ported over. Ports have been ported to the Switch. And it works out well. I mean, I don't know if there's anything more than that, because when you start looking at titles that released on next gen and found their way to the Switch, in a sense of what Koei was trying to do, don't end up working out very well. I mean, Samurai Warriors 5 worked out pretty well. It runs a lot better than Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. I'm curious to see what kind of frames and quality I can get from the Samurai Warriors 5 version on Switch. And mind you, I got the expansion / DLC for both Samurai Warriors 5 and Dynasty Warriors 9 Extreme Legends, which really hinders me from getting the full experience of the games on next gen, you know, which I don't have a next gen. I have PC, so I would be able to get a decent graphics outlook on that. But you sacrifice a lot going to the Switch. Same with Dynasty Warriors 9. I mean, it's almost like unbearable. I don't even know if I'd be able to live stream it. I want to, though. I have a lot of good progress in them. I put a lot of hours in that, just because, you know, I wanted to get my money's worth. You're talking a lot of money. I'm not even going to say the dollar amount because I'm low-key ashamed. But I would think that I got my money's worth, even with the expansions and DLC, which tended to not be very good, especially when it comes to Samurai Warriors 5. All you really got was weapons, and all it honestly seemed to do from a game point standpoint, I mean, you get a couple scenarios that are pretty cool, don't get me wrong, right? Like, you add on a Misahide and Nobunaga's story in a sense, but in a couple others, I don't know. I enjoy it. I'd like to incorporate it, but I let the people's vote speak for itself when it comes to the polls. Maybe some spin-off videos that I can put on the channel would kind of look, I guess, allow me to form a better opinion, you know, through a script than just explaining my thoughts on the game, since I've put so much time in them through the Switch port. It's like I need to have an asterisk disclaimer. This gameplay is all recorded from the Switch, even though I'm trying my best to upgrade it and upscale it and whatnot. Koei can't optimize their games to save their lives. Yeah, it makes me wonder, but that's the thing, Zach, is like they were good with Dynasty Warriors 8. Like Dynasty Warriors 8 Complete Edition. Maybe it was just because, you know, it's a PS3 port essentially. And then whenever you try to move to a PS4, Xbox One, it just does not run very well. What do you mean finish off gen? You got all your 5 and 6 star weapons? No, in regards to Dynasty Warriors 8, going back to that, Zach, what I mainly mean is that just completing through story modes. You know, the hunting and grinding really hasn't got where it needs to be. I just kind of like to finish off, you know, the Musou that way. You know, Destiny and is it free mode and the hypotheticals, because you get hypotheticals in the complete edition for Dynasty Warriors 8. I mean, just streaming that in general would be productive. So that's kind of what I was going at. But no, unfortunately I don't really have much 5th and 6th unless you get some of those. But that's the thing, like you get DLC weapons in Dynasty Warriors 8. Don't do it, don't do it. Risky. Man, lucky man, lucky man. I look back on Musou games without rose-colored glasses. I acknowledge the flaws of these games. Yeah, it's easy to, in my opinion. The only reason I'm kind of able to justify not being so critical of the older games is looking out and looking back on what came out around this time when it comes to certain Musou games, or when it just comes to PS2 games in general. Like, it's really hard to argue that Dynasty Warriors 3 was not one of the best co-op games of all time when it comes to the PS2. sure, there's a lot, right? There's a lot of really heavy hitters, but for those that are maybe new to just a gaming experience in general, they get the full effect with Dynasty Warriors just because it's like, you're obviously good because you're defeating these peons, and then you have someone that's playing with you that hopefully is somewhat experienced that can kind of guide you through how to defeat some of the officers. I don't know, it just kind of helps. It's a good game to pass time with. Hack and slash has always just been one of those types of games, but interesting perspective for sure. When you look back on the Musou games, it's easy to be critical, especially when you look and see where they're coming from and where they're at. They just missed out on a lot, but they've had certain rebuttals that ended up working out really well. Like Dynasty Warriors 7 was a really good rebound from Dynasty Warriors 6. Although Dynasty Warriors 6 is growing on me, I think there's a lot of cool things to experience in that game, and you honestly really get the better experience on the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions. But the true Dynasty Warriors fans know that the best experience is to play the special edition, which is in English, mind you, on the PS2, because you get you don't get Jiang Wei. I don't think they even made Jiang Wei a character, but you get Zheng Hei's story, you get Taishi Ci's story, you get Ma Chao's story, you get Xiang's story, Yu Ying. It's like, why weren't those just included? I'm a big story guy. I'm a big Musou fan, so maybe that's, or Musou story mode, I guess. Like, I prefer those. Definitely have more hours in those than the free modes. Apparently these are controversial opinions and I get flamed when I share them normally. Yeah, I think just because the majority of the fan base is concentrated on the newer editions of the games, like it's a complete different fan base in a sense. Very rarely will you find avid fans of the older games that are just so much, that are just as passionate as the elder games. Like even with like I would even say Shaladin, one of the most prominent YouTubers when it comes to Warriors games. Say what you want about his chat, but and how they moderate it or whatever, but I think that he normally favors some of the older games, which I don't know. I could be saying it. He has the content is almost endless when it comes to that kind of thing with him, just because he covers most Musou games, so they're all good in their own way. Because I would be a hypocrite if I said I didn't really practice a lot of the newer games or what they were for. Zhang Liao has a Musou mode in Dynasty Warriors 6. Yeah, I think you have to unlock them, right? Do you unlock all the story modes in Dynasty Warriors 6 whenever you get to play with all of them? But that's just a general question. From what I understand, yeah, it just kind of makes sense how you would think that your takes are controversial, Zach, I guess would be the best way to say it. Because I feel that way too, truthfully. Just because I have so much more better things to say for the older games than the newer games. Dang, you automatically get full health whenever you save. I forgot that, or I didn't realize it. But yeah, going back and playing these old ones, man, it just, I don't know why I'm the way I am and enjoy these. I think it's just the challenge. There he is. I get shot off with during the cutscene? So far, I've enjoyed Changban. It's probably one of my favorite missions in Dynasty Warriors 2. But at the same time, they just like approached it so much differently in Dynasty Warriors 2. They wanted to make it feel more like an escape, I guess. In Vanilla Dynasty Warriors 6, you have 5 Musou modes for Wei, Wu, and Shu. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I'm getting pieced up. Plus the stories for Diao Chen and Lubu. What? You get Diao Chen and Lubu story modes in Dynasty Warriors 6 Special? or vanilla on the PS3 and Xbox 360. I would definitely understand getting them in the PS2 version and Japanese version. But yeah, Zach, that's pretty crazy. I'd really like to do gameplay footage on that, if you can do both of their stories. Because doesn't Dynasty Warriors 6 kind of go into it a little bit on how Lu Bu was as a character and like kind of finally giving him an exclusive Musou in a sense? Shuju. Lord. I get it, but we're gonna have to deal with Calpy first. Which should be pretty simple, maybe? Yeah. Let the archers commence. Give me your worst. Dynasty Warriors 6 PS3 has Musou modes for Zhao Yun, Zheng Fe, Huan Yu, Zhang Liang, or Zhuge Liang, Liu Bei, or Shu. Character limits, so I'll be doing multiple messages for Kingdom. Yeah. It just sucks, like that's the better way to play it. Is the PS3 and Xbox 360 version. And then Wei gets Xiahou Dun, Dian Wei, Sima Yi, Zhang Liao, and Cao Cao. Man, they're missing so many though. I mean, Cao Ren's in that game. He doesn't get a story? I think it's because they just went so in depth with the stories. They're like, hey, we can't go this deep on every character. Let's just go on some of the ones that we know have prominent roles throughout the course of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era. In our adaptation version, aka Koei version. Wu gets Zhou Yu, Lu Xun, Sun Shangxiang, Gan Ning, and Sun Jian. Man, I bet that's the thing, like Gan Ning's would be really fun. I just don't like his moveset so much in Dynasty Warriors 6. This was a bad idea, but I don't know if you can win this map by allowing Liu Bei to retreat. Guess we're just gonna have to face the thunder. Bro, is your internet okay? It seems like it's not. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I was trying to have all the systems in my house for the most part turned off, not draining the internet. Keep having to try to refresh it, but definitely not as good as it usually is. Let me see what I can do. What is this about? Still being super laggy. See if I can change some OBS settings for the duration of the stream. I know it's been pretty jank. But yeah, internet has not been good, seems like. Dynasty Warriors 6 special decloned and added stories for Cao Pi, Zheng He, Ma Chao, Yu Ying, Ling Tong, and Taishis. This also. This is in Sun Se and Sun Xia's by proxy. Yeah, declone them, yeah, by proxy. That's a really good point. That's what makes it so much more intriguing to seem, it seems like, when you play the special version, or at least the PS2 version, I guess. It's not wanting to cooperate. See if we can finish off Cao Cao. Fortunately, this might have to be the last battle of the stream, but we'll do Dynasty Warriors 2 again, for sure. Even though it's a bit on the rougher side. Oh boy, the connection is having time. It has time today, that's for sure. Seems like it's excellent right now. But it always interferes and has some kind of YouTube widget want to pop up for me. which I don't appreciate. Seems like things are going pretty well whenever I stream it like this, but
Anytime now.
oh, let's see here. But yeah, until I figure out the internet connection, probably gonna have to cut it short tonight. But no need to fear. I will revisit Dynasty Warriors 2 in the next live stream. I'll definitely be a little bit more vocal about it as well when it comes to giving ample time. But it's been fun. This was a good first playthrough, first stream for Dynasty Warriors 2. But definitely will revisit this. Hopefully this weekend is the goal. If not, I'll keep it posted in the community chat. That way we can bring the community together and revisit the classics and revel in it. But I appreciate you guys coming out. I'm sorry for the connection lags, but we'll fix it, make it better in the next video, hopefully, since it has time today. But nonetheless, thank you guys for checking this stream out. Be sure to check out the community tab for the next stream. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in.